This is Matt Russell, and welcome to the DailyFX Forum.
So here are the four pairs that I will be discussing this evening: the Euro Pound, the Aussie Kiwi, the Pound Swiss, and the Euro Swiss. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts. The first chart is the Euro Pound. If you recall, during yesterday's report, I mentioned the potential for a reversal up there near the high of this candle wick here, the 90.75 area. I also said that we might take another day, see how it plays out, and we had a very large bullish candle taking out those highs. So again, I'd kind of just stay on the sidelines now and wait to see if any short trades do materialize over the next 24 to 48 hours. The next chart is the Aussie Kiwi, and as I mentioned during yesterday's report and two reports back, I like the long trade here against the lower support line of the channel that I've been using for the past few weeks now for the pair. We also had a doji candle which occurred after this candle with the long wick. With that being said, that I would still consider that to be a bullish development. So if you're still in this trade, I would continue to stay in the trade, and possibly the first target could be near that 123 figure, maybe just shy of that. That would be these highs over here. And again, I would stay in the trade, placing the stop below the low of this candle here with the long wick, and that low is 120.07. The next chart is the Pound Swiss, and as I mentioned during yesterday's report, I thought I saw at least the first signs of a bottom forming, but I also said that we should wait at least another day or so, and then we had a very large bearish candle to the downside. So this is the same boat as the Euro Pound right now. I'd sort of just be in a holding pattern, see if the candlestick patterns materialize in terms of setting up a favorable risk to reward trade. The next chart is the Euro Swiss, and as I was speaking during yesterday's report, I mentioned that prices were hugging the right shoulder of the potential inverse head and shoulder pattern, and also, so I was stopped out on this trade with about a 35 pip loss. And again, there's excuse me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, again, because the risk to reward was incredibly favorable. So I don't mind at all losing 35 pips, and if this trade were to present itself again, I would enter without hesitation. With that being said, again, this pair is well right now. I'd have to give it another day or so to see how things play out, because I don't see any favorable risk to reward entries in either direction. Again, my name is Matt Russell. Thanks for listening, and please stay tuned for a preview of the DailyFX Forum.
I want to go ahead and formally welcome everybody to the DailyFX Forum. And I want to explain a little bit about the forum and the wealth of information that you can obtain from the forum, and how to go about doing so, how to find the things you want. So I'm just going to dive right in right now, and this is DailyFX.com, and this is usually how I navigate my way towards the forums. Obviously, you know, it really depends on each individual how they access the forums, but this is how I go ahead and do it. I go DailyFX.com, go ahead and click on the forum on top, and this brings you to the DailyFX forum homepage, and this highlights the most recent posts with the subject. So if you see anything that you're interested in, you can obviously go ahead and click. What I like to do is click on the forums tab like this, and go ahead and view the forums in the normal, typical way that forums are set up. And here you go, there are a bunch of threads down here. And I'm just going to go ahead and go directly to the forum, the video you just viewed, where you viewed it. So let's go ahead. This is the DailyFX Instructor Tips Forum, identifying trades with DailyFX. That's me. And go ahead and click on the most recent post. So this is where you are right now viewing the video, although the video will be the video beneath this one that you're watching right now. So normally when I'm on the forums, and what I would do is just scroll up to the top. Certainly you can check out any of my previous videos, and you know, especially if I did mention them in the report or in the video that you're viewing at that moment. And what I will do is go ahead and click on the forums, and then look for the forums that I like, you know, that I have interest in. One of them would be the Euro Dollar forum, and this, again, it's really up to each individual trader as to exactly how they want to use the forum. Personally, what I like to do, the first thing I do is I'll go to the Euro Dollar thread, I'll go and click on the latest post. And what I'll do here is, and again, I just want to, you know, really emphasize this point. It depends on your exact mindset when you're viewing. And me as a trader, I have some experience. So what I do and how I personally use the forum is I go through and I'll read what people are saying about the euro, what their trade ideas are. I certainly, you know, try to maintain my own individual objectivity, and I really don't pay much attention to what other traders are saying in terms of my trading. I'm not going to certainly see something on a forum and then go jump into a trade. But what it will do, it will open my eyes to certain trading opportunities, maybe a certain line or a certain time frame that I haven't looked at before. So that's one way that I personally like to utilize the DailyFX forum. But certainly for newer traders, there are plenty of topics that you can go over. Let's say you might not be well versed in terms of certain currency pairs that you want to learn about. Scalping, you might not know what Elliott wave is. You can go ahead and click there and see exactly what you can understand, what you might not understand, and then certainly feel free to ask questions about any of these topics that you have. Maybe the carry trade, maybe you have some questions about that, or the sentiment, the SSI, or the latest economic news, FX programmers, the webinars, MT4. Any questions about active trader, you can go ahead and click on those threads. So again, it's very free, very open, and there is a wealth of information here and just waiting to be utilized. Again, this is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening.